Yay! Hi everyone, welcome to my very first video of 2023. Wish you all a very happy new year. I hope that you had a great time. It has been very long since I last shot a video because I remember batching so much content before stepping into the new year, and I can't wait to sort of share so much with you today because this video is going to be probably one of my favorite videos and my favorite memories of 2022 because this was on my vision board. Meeting my own community in 2022 in one room, being in one room was on my vision board, and it's something that I declared in February of 2022. So I remember speaking with somebody and in the community, and I was like, this is my goal, and made that happen. So it was such a surreal moment for me. There were so many things that happened in the academy in 2022. It's crazy because we launched on 18th February. We launched with 47 people, and as of today, we are a community of more than 215 people from all across the world, from more than 20 countries. So much diversity. We have actors, we have interior designers, we have an IPS officer, we have somebody from the army, we have people who are coaches as well, and even people who are in a 9-to-5 job who have nothing to do with running a business or anything like that. So there is such a healthy mix of diversity inside the academy that happened in 2022. There was so much growth that happened. So that's about that, but let me take you through the meetup and let me tell you how this all happened as well. So I was supposed to go to Florida for a retreat by Joe Dispenza for 1 week. That's for another video. I'm going to share everything in another video on how that went. One of the best experiences of my life. But because that was happening and I was going via Delhi, suddenly I had a moment and I was like, wow, like this is the perfect time to do a meetup, to host that meetup. And that's how it happened. Weeks and weeks of planning, created a POC team. The best one ever. I was managing everything from Indore where I was, and this team who was in Delhi, they managed everything from locations to venues to meeting people to finalizing things. I was feeling so grateful in that moment as well to just like have this team taking care of every single thing. And weeks of planning later, on 8th of November in Delhi, we finally hosted our meetup.
Welcome to the first Effortless
Oh my god. I still, when I think of it, I get goosebumps because I cannot explain to you. The first time, those moments where we met for the first time, when we saw each other for the first time, I gave bone-cracking hugs. That's the term that I got for my hugs after the meetup. Literally, that's the kind of hugs that I gave every single person because it was almost like we were through the screen all this while, and suddenly we came and we just couldn't stop feeling the love we had for each other, couldn't stop hugging each other. And believe me, every single person in that meetup kept saying one thing. They're like, Ishpreet, I cannot believe you're meeting for the first time. It doesn't feel like you're meeting for the first time. It just feels like we know each other since a very long time. It feels like all of us know each other, and it was not just with me, even within themselves. So the first day, I reached my hotel and there were just a few people at that time. As and when they were coming, I started meeting them. There were so many hugs, like I said, there was so much laughter, there was so much joy. And in the evening, we had planned this whole entire thing where we reserved a place for ourselves and we did a nice dinner and we did a nice karaoke night. Now that karaoke night turned into total dance floor. It was insane. The energy was insane. It started with, like I said, karaoke, and we started playing songs. We started singing, we started dancing. It was just one of the best nights of my whole life, mostly because we were all in the same room, but it didn't feel like we were in the same room. I had visualized that moment so very well. standing in front of all of them and addressing them, it was just such a beautiful moment. It came straight out of my vision board to in that moment. All of them were there standing in front of me, traveled from all across India. Some traveled more than 20 hours, one person traveled 27 hours to just be there in that room on a weekday, and visualizing saying that, hey guys, welcome to the first Effortless AF meetup. That moment was just, I was shaking in that moment. I was filled with so much built up inside that, oh wow, like this is happening. After that, we had the time of our life. So the first day was reserved for meeting each other, and it was reserved for just getting to know one another and just having so much fun. The next day,
when I see people struggling with anything, and when I know that it's so easy to get anything in life without putting an actual effort. I said the wrong word.
no, it's okay.
So, कोई मेहनत ही नहीं करनी यार. Basic, you just have to change your thought process, and it's so easy to live your life the way you want it, and you don't really have to do anything about it. बहुत simple सा process है. So whenever I see people struggling with something, I tend to start telling them about manifestation and how it's so easy to live their life. That's it. Otherwise, just can't.
It's like now when you meet these people and you know that they're not kind of living that life, it's like you want to tell them, you want to shake them,
I just
shake them up.
Exactly. I just make them sit and start telling them that it's how they can start. It's so easy.
It's
so
literally
simple.
so, yeah.
And for a fact, like I know कि once they start doing, take that one step, they'll know it for themselves. उनको जरूरत ही नहीं पड़ेगी मेरे बताने की या किसी और के बताने की. So it's that easy.
Exactly, yeah. It's like these few things that you master, and उसके बाद तो life is like.
Once they see एक बार जो हो गया ना, एक बार एक चीज के लिए once they put the effort कि वो change लाने thought process में, then they'll do it for their lives. It'll change their life.
Yeah. And it's like the firstly wanting to change their life at the first place. Like if you want to change their life, and if you decide that okay, I'm going to do this, उसके बाद तो everything
that's
just.
the major thing. अगर कोई मेरे को लगता है कि ready ही नहीं है to change their thought process, then there's no point of talking about it.
Yeah.
So that happens.
Yay! We had this thing planned in Sundar Nursery. It was a beautiful place I was visiting for the first time. It was a very nice, open, green kind of place. We couldn't roam around much because we just went to one place to do our thing. We went there, and again, the rest of the people who I couldn't meet on the first day. First we met, all of us, hugs again, so much love. And then we started with a guided meditation. That guided meditation was one of the most powerful meditations that I've hosted. I remember people in that meditation, during that meditation, crying out loud. Some people were shaking, some people were laughing, some people couldn't stop smiling. And that didn't just happen during the meditation, but it lasted even after the meditation. So that was one profound meditation that I hosted. That's how we started the second day. Then we moved on to getting together. We got in a circle and we started talking. Alright, so I gave them a prompt. I was like, I want you to share these things, 1, 2, and 3. What do you want to let go of, and what are you most vulnerable about, and things like that. People started talking. Now it was so profound because there were people who spoke about things that they have never spoken about in their whole life to anybody. And the only reason that they spoke about all of that during that time was because they felt so safe, so judgment-free, and so secure in that space. That's one of the things that I take so much pride in. That this academy, the energy of this academy is so safe, so non-judgmental, and everybody here feels like home. Like they can just talk to each other. Like if you know that you're from the academy, you know that you can open your heart out. You know, that's the thing that I'm talking about, and that's exactly what happened. Because we were all sitting and we were all sharing. Nobody felt like, oh, I can't share this. Like I don't feel safe sharing this. That's what they opened their heart about things that terrified them to the very core. Till that day, it felt like a relief getting it out in that moment. We did that. It went on for, I guess, 2 hours. 2 hours we just spoke, we listened, we cheered each other on. When someone was in a very vulnerable space after sharing what they had to share, we all came together to give them a group hug, and it was beautiful. It was so beautiful because I truly saw the power of the community in that moment. And then we had to lighten up the mood. It was a very spiritual, healing, releasing kind of an environment until we did all of this. And then we were like, okay, let's like lighten things up and let's have a little fun. So we decided to play dodgeball. Oh my god, it was again so much fun. We all came together, made 2 teams, and that happened for I guess 45 minutes, because after that suddenly we found out that it wasn't really allowed to play. So, but we had a fair share of fun there. We played dodgeball, we literally became kids. Everybody was saying, everybody had this thing. It feels like we're back to our school time, we're back to like the time that we were just kids, so carefree, not worrying about anything at all, and that's what it felt like. So we did that, we created this whole space, and after which we went out to eat. Like some of us, we went out to eat, did a little thing, spent the evening by ourselves before we had to meet again for the evening. So this was the last evening. The second day evening, we went to, where did we go? Cyber City, and I'm not remembering the name, but that was the very last night of our meetup. It was again supposed to be filled with music, with dance, with food, with fun, with laughter. After a while, it went crazy, because after a while, everybody was on the dance floor and we went all out. People went insane on the dance floor. We had the most amazing time dancing for hours and hours, and it was just again one of the best nights of my life. By the time that we reached the second day, it felt even more like all of us knew each other since the very beginning. It was just such a beautiful time, the 2 best days of 2022. And when we were leaving, there were hugs, there were tears, there were just people sharing on how they don't want to leave. I cannot begin to tell you what a big deal this is for me. In terms of big deal, as in this was a huge goal. This was a huge goal for me to have a community, and not just any community, but a community that feels so safe with each other, that feels so close-knit, and to be able to have them together in a room from all across the country, to be there, it was just everything. There were so many things that I'm still missing out on, because I cannot possibly put in one video the emotion behind that meetup. There were long nights, there were conversations, we just sat and we talked at night, just like cuddle up together in one room. It was so amazing to have that as a community. I just feel so blessed. This was my first ever spiritual fun retreat that I kind of hosted, and there are many more to come. Next year, it's going to be even bigger, it's going to be even better. And you know the best part, people, they were already looking forward to the next meetup. The moment it ended, they were like, Ishpreet, when are you hosting the next meetup? When are we meeting next? Like, that was the kind of excitement. It was just insane. Believe me, it just cannot be put together in words. It was the most amazing time and the best 2 days of my life. 8th and 9th November, I will never forget that. Biggest moment for me, apart from the other meetup, was there was the last call that happened inside the academy. Okay, so I remember meeting all of them for the very last time on 23rd December, and the faces that I was seeing on that call, they were not the same faces. I kept telling them, I was like, you're not the same people. We started in February and we are here. You're not the same people. Each one of them grew in such massive ways. People who weren't comfortable coming in front of the camera, they were sitting like they own the place. It was such a beautiful moment. It feels like in 2022, it's not just me who grew, but it's the entire community that grew with me, along with me. I accomplished so many of my goals and my community did the same with me. Thank you so much for watching. I will be back in 2023 with a much bigger and grander retreat. And if you are interested to be a part of the Effortless Academy, I invite you to head to the link in the description below and check that out. Reach out to me on Instagram. Let's have a chat. I'm very selective about the people that I let in, purely because of the energy that we felt during that meetup. You know, one person with the wrong energy can really affect the whole group. So I'm very selective, but if you're in, your life is about to change in massive ways, because every person who stepped into the academy has not left as the same person again. And when the new year happened, I was just so overwhelmed seeing the messages that came through for me or the academy. It just made everything worthwhile. Like everything felt rewarding. So yeah, that's about it. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you felt in the comments below. And if you're from the Effortless Academy, and especially if you were from the Meetup, I want to hear from you in the comments. I miss those 2 days so much. I feel like I just relived everything through this video. So yeah, thank you so much for watching once again, and I will see you in my next video.
How was the meetup?
Amazing, I loved it. It was amazing, beyond amazing. It was amazing, I loved it, like, wow man, blown.
How are you feeling?
Amazing, crazy. Best experience ever. Enjoying thoroughly.
Very free, lovely.
Charismatic.
Fabulous.
Happiness overload.
Crazy as usual.
Awesome. Loved it.
Amazing.
Thanks for that.
Best meetup with the best people.
वापस कब मिल रहे हैं?
बहुत जल्द.